Hey there guys, Raxby here and welcome back to the Leverkusen Career Mode. Today we have arrived in the January transfer window, so it's time to take care of some transfer business. Now first of all, we got this email from the board. They're saying there's a problem with squad depth. They're saying particularly in defensive positions. Now I agree that we have some squad depth concerns. We don't really have a lot of reserve players, and especially Eriksen got injured last episode, out for 7 months, so we won't be able to use him anymore for the rest of this season. So we're going to have to bring in some players, although I do feel that defensively we are pretty solid. Because here's a look at my team, and in defense we have Wendel, Toprak, Ta, Henrichs, solid defense there. And then behind that, we have Dragovic, another very capable center back. Yetvai, good right back who can also play at center back. We have Da Costa as well, Tierney as well. We could maybe use one more center back, but it's not really needed. If the board decides to bring someone in, that's okay. But other than that, I'm fine not bringing in any defenders myself. What I'm looking at more is someone for the center midfield. Because right now, Brandt has to play at cam with Eriksen out injured. And we have Campbell, Bender, Aranguiz, Baumgartlinger. It hasn't really worked out too much, my midfield. I want to bring in a new player for the center midfield. Or alternatively, maybe a different striker. Hernandez and Volland both didn't really do it for me. Kiesling played well for the few games that he played, but then he got injured. He is better now, but still, he is going down too. So a new striker could definitely be something we need. So that is what I'm going to be looking at. You guys left a bunch of suggestions and I have scouted all of them, and here's the shortlist that I've brought it down to. So for the center midfield position, I was thinking about maybe Cyprien from Nice. I've played with him in a Nice career mode that I did for fun, and he is quite good, very versatile, and just look at those stats. He can do pretty much anything. Tielemans, I used him in previous FIFAs. He is very good. Would be a bit of a cheaper option, especially since he's from the Belgian league. His wages are quite low, so he's a bit more of an affordable option. He could also grow into a very good player. We have Vilena from Feyenoord. He has been doing very well this season. Feyenoord in general have been doing very well. And he could definitely be a good player for us as well in that center midfield position. Ferry, I don't really know a lot about him, but one of you suggested him, and he does look like a very good and capable player. I'm not sure how good he is going forward, but he is another option there. Kovalenko, he would be basically good for the center attacking midfield position. He's an engine. He's a great player too, can grow into a really good player. Or Fekir, maybe he is a bit more expensive, but again, you know, a player who can play at the cam. He could also play at striker or even on the right wing if we need him to. So that's another option that I'm looking at. And then for strikers, Vincent Janssen, Dutch striker. He, of course, went to Spurs, isn't really working out there in real life. Maybe we could bring him over to Leverkusen and give him a chance to really grow into a starting spot. Aller, same rating and same age, about same price too, from Utrecht. So he is probably on relatively low wages, but he should be a good player as well. Another good option. Or Belotti. I've heard a lot about him. He is a bit more expensive, but he's supposedly really good in this FIFA. 89 finishing as well. So he should definitely be capable of getting some goals. The question is, who do we go for? Because we don't have a lot of money. So I can make one signing, maybe two if I do a player swap or something like that. So it's going to be tight. This is how much money we have. We have a bit under 15 million to spend and about 60,000 on wages. So that will allow us to bring in a single player and not one of the ones with higher wages. So we're going to have to not go for the top player because we just don't have the money for that. So let's make some offers for some players that we know we can afford with this. Now, Tielemans should cost us between 14 and 17 million, so we can always increase our transfer budget a bit because his wages are relatively low. So I'm going to go in with a 14 million bid to start off with here. Vilena is another player who has relatively low wages, so I'm willing to go in for him. I'm going to start with a 40 million offer for him as well, but again, we can increase our transfer budget if needed. Ferry actually looks quite affordable. They are saying this deal looks like it could happen, so I'm just gonna offer straight up his value and we'll see what Lyon say. Kovalenko should cost us about 13 to 16 million, so I'm gonna go in with a 14 million bid for him as well. Hopefully we can get him. Vincent Janssen is likely gonna have too high of wages with 80,000 per week, but I'm gonna go in with a 14 million bid and we'll see if Spurs maybe accepts that. Finally, Aller should cost us about 13 to 14 million, so I'm gonna go in with 13 million first. So basically made offers for everyone except Cyprien, Belotti and Fekir. Those three will just cost us too much. I'm going to leave them on the shortlist because maybe I will try to do a swap deal and offer them Hernandez or something for one of these. But I'm going to wait and see what we get here back on the other players first. Now, in the meantime, we have a game here against Schalke. So I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick. It's a pretty big game. Schalke is one of the better sides in the league. So I don't want to simulate this, especially away from home. Kampel now over to Brandt. Needed to find some space through. Henrichs with a lot of freedom here on the flank. Let's actually play that back into Bender. And let's have a long distance shot. Not a bad effort at all. Forces the keeper into the first save of the game. Bender to Bailey. Bailey. Who can we find? Schalke is really defending with pretty much everyone but Meyer and Di Santo. Ball through now. Tough angle for Hernandez. Schalke have a free kick here. Start of the second half. Naldo going for that in one go. Didn't really expect that. And luckily that's a relatively easy save. Can we now counter from that? Bailey is still going. Cannot be pushed off the ball at all. Bailey is going into the box but can't get to a shot. Nice run from him, but yeah, unfortunately no good end result. Let's give this through for Brandt. That's a lovely back heel. Shot now. And it's saved. But still danger. Hernandez now. Oh, another save by Farman. It will be a corner. Now a corner for Schalke. Ball comes in and we clear it. But Meyer picks up. Wait, no, we get it back. Brandt now. Need to counter here if we can be quick. Bellarabi, he is getting tired, but he is still faster. Bellarabi has to take the shot, but it's saved and the rebound is wide. Brandt now to Baumgartlinger, over to Volland. Volland cuts in and has a shot, but good save at the near post. Ball through for Brandt now. This is probably going to be our last opportunity of the game. Brandt keeps that, gets that to Volland. Volland over to Kampel. Kampel saved by the keeper once more. And once again, this game has showed my weakness. It's scoring goals. We defended very solidly, didn't concede anything, but we created some chances, but never any ones that found the back of the net. And that means another 0-0 draw. We now have a loan offer for Sam Shrek. He's only 60 overall and he's just never going to get any game time. So I'm going to loan him out. That actually gets us a couple of extra wages. So not that it matters much. But yeah, he can go to Exeter City and grow. Next up is an offer for Leno from Wolfsburg. 41.5 million. That would go a long way into making stuff happen for us. But Leno is our top goalkeeper. There's no way I'm letting him go. Reject all offers and disallow future offers. And we've heard our first news back. Utrecht want 18.5 million for Aller. Let's see if we can sweeten the deal a bit. I'll go up to 14 million and include Lom as a player because we're selling him anyway. So let's see if they accept that. We now have a transfer offer for Yurchenko. Now, I'm not really using him much. I would be okay with letting him go. Let's see if we can get exactly his value, though. 1.2 million. Also, a lot more transfer news. Filena, they want 19.5 million. That's quite expensive. They want 16.5 for Ferry. Our 40 million bid for Kovalenko has been accepted. And they want 21 million for Spurs. Or Spurs want 21 million for Janssen. That's a bit too much, I think. But let's go ahead and go in, see if we can offer Kovalenko a contract. He only wants 35,000 per week. That is really good. Let's see if we can get him on squad rotation player initially. Although I would probably be okay with offering him a first team role. But bringing Kovalenko would be great. And Anderlecht also came back. They want 21 million for Tielemans, which is also going to be out of her price range. Now, Utrecht is saying that they are interested in the player, but they want us to pay up to 18 million. That's not really going to be affordable for us. I can go up to 50 million, but even that is probably not going to happen. I'll offer it and see if they accept at least. Henrichs emailed me asking for an improved contract, so we're going to go ahead and bump him up to 25,000 per week, and we're making him an important first team player because that is what he is. I'll also extend it with 1 year. Fantastic news, Kovalenko accepted it. Since pretty much every other team wants a lot more money and we just don't have that, I'm going to go ahead and accept this. That leaves us with just 1 million and about 17,000 on wages. So if we want to bring in another player, we're going to have to do a swap deal where we just let go of one player too. But Kovalenko should definitely fill that hole that Eriksen left at least until the summer and bring some extra attacking quality to the team. One last thing I'm going to try is offer a straight swap deal, Hernandez for Belotti. Now, they say they want like 30 million, and Hernandez is worth about 20. So I doubt that this is going to go through, but I do think it's worth a shot at the very least, and we'll just see what Torino say. Also, now that Kovalenko is in the team, I'm going to go ahead and give him 2 training slots to improve his finishing and dribbling a bit. And also Henrichs is very close to 80 overall. I wonder if he's gonna reach it. Yes, he does. That's some great news. That means our entire defense is now 80 rated. And if Eriksen wasn't injured, our entire first 11 would be 80 rated. But Kovalenko will fill in that slot and he should reach 80 quite soon, I think. Bochum have come back and they are okay with paying 1.2 million for Yurchenko, so he will likely be leaving the team, but that's okay. I wasn't really using him, especially now that we have Kovalenko. Some more good news, Henrichs has accepted his new deal, so he will be staying at the club, and I'm very happy. He's been a fantastic right back for me. So, as I expected, Torino would want an extra 26 million, and there's just no way we can afford any extra money, so that's not gonna happen. Utrecht are okay with 50 million and Lom, but we don't have the 15 million to spend on Aller unless we sell a player, so we could offer the money here, but it's not gonna go through anyway, so it doesn't really matter, so I'm not even gonna bother. It's fine. We'll just have to make do with who we have, unless you guys have any suggestions for a swap deal to do or a player to sell and then to bring someone in. This is going to be our squad for the remainder of the season. We have a midfield of Campo, Kovalenko and Bender here, front three of Brandt, Hernandez, Bellarabi, defense of Wendel, Toprak, Ta, Henrichs with Leno in goal, and then on the bench we have Volland, Memedy, Bailey, Aranguiz, Baumgartlinger, Dragovic and Yetvay, and then in the reserves we have Kiesling, an injured Eriksen who won't play anymore, Yurchenko is going to get sold, we have Tierney, Da Costa, Lomp, who we might let go, and Ozkan, who is just a backup goalie in case an injury happens to Leno. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we will likely finish off the transfer window. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can always subscribe down below to keep updated on FIFA videos. And while you're down there, maybe leave a thumbs up on the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time.